I'd like to call to order the North Aurora Village Board meeting of Monday, May 21st, 2018. We'll open with a silent prayer or meditation. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk call a roll.
Mayor Berman?
Here.
Trustee Gaffino?
Here.
Trustee Lowry?
Here.
Trustee Curtis? Here. Trustee Carroll?
Here.
Trustee Martinez?
Here.
And Trustee Gately?
Here.
No one's signed up to speak. Any trustee comments at this time?
Oh, yeah, I would like to make a comment. I think what we should begin to do is, maybe this would be go to John or someone, or is that intersection, I see more people. I wonder if we could somehow give some kind of signage or something to help direct people before they get up around that corner as to which way to go, if they want to go right, straight, or left. A lot of people go right, and then they cut back left. Yeah. And I keep seeing that more and more, and I guess new people are coming to town or something, because most of us know it.
What would that sign say?
Well, just
Watch out.
it's just some way to divide the 3 lanes before you get up there. I don't know. I have no. I'm going to leave that up to a traffic engineer.
Well, it could just be an illustration of, arrow straight and then an arrow.
Someone wiped that out, didn't it? Wasn't there something in the middle?
Well, maybe a sign on the side or something to.
Isn't there the white sign there that has the 3-lane designation, or is that not there?
There is?
It was at one.
I don't see that sign there.
I don't know if it's there or not. We can investigate that and see if there's something that makes
might be
sense.
something to look at before something happens.
We don't really have any jurisdiction.
Oh, we don't?
No.
It is IDOT right away.
IDOT.
That's a state route.
Yeah.
Well,
But we
contact the
can
state
request
then.
something
Yeah.
from the state.
They always jump when we speak. Anything else? Presentation tonight, Mr. Hanna.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As the board is aware, we undertook the task last year to develop a popular annual financial report in order to make the village's financial information more user-friendly and understandable for its citizens. After we completed that project, we decided to submit the report to the Government Finance Officers Association for their review, and we were pleased to find out that we received the award from GFOA. So here tonight I want to present Rita Cruz. She's the GFO state rep for the state of Illinois. And I would ask Rita to come on up, please.
Thank you, Bill. Good evening. I'm here tonight on behalf of GFOA to present the popular annual financial report to the Village of North Aurora. As you know, this is your 3rd award you've received from GFOA. The first award is your CAFR award, which is your Certificate for Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, which you received the last one in 2016, and that was your 17th consecutive award. The second award you've received in the past would be your Distinguished Budget Presentation Award, which you've received 12, and your last one being for the budget year last year, beginning 5/30/2017. But this one is new. This is the Popular Annual Financial Report. The GFOA established the Popular Annual Financial Report, or called PAFR, award program in 1991 to encourage and assist state and local governments to extract data from their comprehensive financial report to produce high-quality, popular annual financial reports specifically designed to be readily accessible and easily understandable to the general public and other interested parties without a background in public finance, and to recognize individual governments in their successful achieving goals. Popular annual financial reports submitted to the PAFR program are reviewed by selected members of the GFOA professional staff and by outside reviewers with experience in governmental financial accounting and reporting. Less than one-half of the governments in the United States each year receive this award. So for this year, for the fiscal year ending 5/30/2016, this will be the Village North Aurora's first award.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You.
You know, as I said in my State of the Village message, that we're really proud of this report, and we think it's really the greatest that our people in the village can see this and get a quick recap of what we're doing. Not only are we proud of the report, but we're also very proud of the information contained in it. So, but I certainly want to thank Mr. Hanna and his staff for his efforts. So, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you.
Consent agenda.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll? Yes. Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
And Trustee Gately?
Yes.
All right, under new business, item number 1, Mr. Hanna.
Thank you. Item number 1 is approval of an ordinance adopting the Village of North Aurora's budget for fiscal year 2018-19. This also includes the salary schedule and authorized levels of staffing.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yep.
Yes.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Item number 3, Mr. Toth.
Number 2?
Sorry, I think it's number 2.
I'm sorry, item number 2,
That's okay.
Mr. Hanna.
Item number 2 is an ordinance amending Chapter 3.49 of Title 3 of the North Aurora Municipal Code regarding the simplified municipal telecommunications tax. This was discussed during the annual budget process. As the board is aware, the village currently has a 4% telecommunications tax, of which 1% is allocated to the general fund and 3% to the capital projects fund. In order to address ongoing initiatives and other projects, the attached ordinance would reallocate that telecommunications tax so that 2.5% would go to the general fund and 1.5% would go to the capital projects fund over the next 2-year period. After the end of that 2-year period, the allocation would revert back to the current allocation. As discussed during the budget process, the village does have a 4% telecommunications tax. The maximum is 6%, and for reference, most communities tax at the 6% rate.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis? Yes. Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Now, item number 3, Mr. Toth.
Item number 3 is a resolution approving Route 31 TIF facade grant funding for the property located at 201 Smoke Tree Lane. The roadway is requesting $14,324.77 in funding for parking lot seal coating and striping, also exterior painting of the building. This item was before the Operations Committee on May 7th, and did not have any issues with the proposal.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yeah.
Item number 4, Mr. Bosco.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 4 is the North Aurora Days special event permit. This is a housekeeping issue. Every year we get a permit for North Aurora Days.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Item number 5 on bluegrass rides, Mr. Bosco.
Thank you. Item number 5 is for the carnival permit. So once again, for North Aurora Days, we have rides there, and so we're required to have a carnival permit.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Item number 6, Steve.
Item number 6 is a special events permit for North Aurora River District Alliance, NORDA. So this is their annual concert series, Rhythm on the Riverfront, where they'll have 3 concerts, one in June, July, and August. I believe it's second Thursdays. And this is their permit to utilize Riverfront Park.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? That starts in June, right?
Correct.
Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
And Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Item number 8, Steve.
Item number 7 is from the North Aurora River District Alliance as well. And this one is a approval of a resolution designating their Rhythm on the Riverfront concert series as a village-sponsored event. This is in order for to have BYOB bring their own bottle to the Riverfront Park for these events. It has to be designated village-sponsored. So that's what this resolution does.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a question on this. And I don't mean to be picky, and maybe this is for our attorney. It says to allow liquor. Should it say allow alcohol? Because doesn't liquor have a special meaning under the code in Illinois? I mean, isn't it sale of or beer and liquor, or wine and liquor? I mean, is liquor considered hard alcohol?
I believe in the code it refers to alcoholic liquor, which is kind of redundant, but so liquor and alcoholic liquor, we've always used just liquor.
Okay.
Because we allow all 3,
Right.
so.
I just want to make sure liquor encompasses everything that it's supposed to,
Okay.
not just hard alcohol.
All right,
Hard
any
cider?
Discussion? Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
And Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Item 8, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 8 is the special events permit for our 4th of July fireworks, which actually takes place on July 3rd. The contract for this has already been approved. The rain date is, ironically, Independence Day, so should it not work on the 3rd, we'll actually have them on the 4th.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion? Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Item number 9.
If you haven't noticed, there's a pattern here. So number 9 is the resolution designating the Independence Day fireworks celebration as a village-sponsored event. Once again, this would be so that we can allow residents to bring BYOB down to the park. We did it last year when we had the fireworks down at the river for the first time in over a decade, and it seemed to work without a hitch.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
And item number 10, Steve.
Okay, this item is the Sprint lease agreement. This actually is their 4th amendment with Sprint. They've been on our water tower for 20 years. Most of our lease agreements are for 5 years, and they usually have 3 consecutive renewal terms. So this is the first one, I believe, that we've actually gone full 20-year term with. So right now they're up for renewal. This went to Operations Committee. Back then it was, I believe, the Finance Committee when it went there. And it was talking about a rate increase being flat for the first 5 years of the contract, and then 3.5% annual increases for the remaining subsequent 5-year terms, all 3 of them. It's a little unusual that we would do flat, but the reason behind that is that Sprint was out of whack with the rest of the carriers as far as how much they pay in rent, just because they've been up there so long. And it got to the point where, for market reasons, we wanted to make sure that we maintain them on our tower, so we negotiated a rate of flat to keep them in line with the other carriers.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second.
Discussion? Clerk call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Oh, item number 11, Mr. Laskowski.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is the approval of a bid from Builders Paving in the amount of $2,508,000 for the 2018 Street and Infrastructure Program. This contractor has performed satisfactorily in the village before. If you recall, this contract has been broken into two parts, the street maintenance part and the small infrastructure projects. So the street maintenance would be the road construction, the removal of the pavement surface, the repair of any sidewalks adjacent to the street. And the small infrastructure projects are more of the small drainage projects, storm sewer repairs, and sidewalk along state highways. The bids came back lower than the engineer's estimate by almost 24%. The street maintenance projects, there's 10 of them listed in the memo. In addition to these streets, we're also looking to add some patching over at Deer Path where it intersects Orchard Gateway. The area there has undergone some changes over the winter season and the potholing has gotten really bad, so we'd like to add a little bit of patching over there as part of this contract. In the small infrastructure projects, there's 6 of those that we have listed. If you recall, one of those projects we talked about last meeting, it was the North Monroe Alley. We removed that project from this contract because we're seeking grant funding from Kane County Development Fund. So we're going to wait until we find out if we get that funding before we move ahead on that project. The Marvo and John parking lot is being redesigned. There's some design aspects that we're going to modify, and then we're going to continue hopefully to move forward with this project towards the end of this year's street maintenance program. The third change I wanted to mention was a Wildwood drainage project. This project was an effort to solve a localized drainage problem in front of one of our residents' houses. The drainage problem, or the drainage, was such that it was ponding in the sidewalk up to a depth of about 4 inches and creating a hazard for the residents in this neighborhood. When we looked at the bid prices, they came in awful high. We felt the price was not necessarily the best price we could get to resolve the project. So staff is taking a look with the engineer to see if we can't find an alternate solution that would reduce the cost of that project. Overall, we do have sufficient fundings to do both the street maintenance program and the small infrastructure project. So at this time, I'd be recommending the approval of the award of the bid to Builders Asphalt in the amount of $2,508,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gavino?
Yes.
Item number 12, Chief Fisher.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 12 is a resolution which would initiate the local adjudication of ordinance violations in the village of North Aurora.
Motion. Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gavino?
Yes.
Item number 13, Chief.
Item 13 is an ordinance amending Chapter 9.20 of Title 9 of the North Aurora Municipal Code regarding retail theft. There was some wording added in the code which allows for local charging and adjudication of certain types of misdemeanor arrests.
Motion approved. Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gavino?
Yes.
Item number 14, Chief.
Item 14 is an ordinance amending Chapter 10.20 of Title 10 of the North Aurora Municipal Code regarding parking. In this case, wording was added to the code to allow the village to enforce parking in areas which are designated for persons with disabilities should certain requirements be met.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
And Trustee Gavino?
Yes.
Item 15, Chief.
Item 15 is an ordinance amending Chapter 2.70 of Title 2 of the North Aurora Municipal Code regarding administrative adjudication of certain violations in the general municipal code. Basically, what this is doing is allowing for the village, the police department, to administratively adjudicate certain offenses. And as far as the administrative adjudication goes, I discussed that in one of the previous committee of the whole meetings. This then allows us to do that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Item 16, Chief.
And number 16 is the approval for the DACRA software between a contract between the village and DACRA, which is also known as IT Stability Systems. That's the company name. This is the software that allows for the adjudication process that I also discussed in the committee of the whole meeting. I got 3 different estimates from 3 different companies. DACRA came in between. They weren't the high, they weren't the low, but they were the only company that had everything that we needed in one package to allow for electronic ticketing, adjudication, admin tows, and anything else associated with what is needed to run that program.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Item 17.
And lastly, this is for approval of an agreement for services between the Village of North Aurora and the Law Office of Victor Puskas Jr. Currently, we run out in Sugar Grove. We have our administrative tows have a hearing out there. Our code enforcement has a hearing up in Batavia. So what I'd like to do is combine both of them in one day, one day a month at the police station. And Mr. Puskas is an attorney out of Aurora, and he hears both of those separately. So basically what it would do is we would use the same individual. He would hear everything then at the police department.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gabino?
Yes.
Very good. I have no old business. No village president committee reports. Any trustee comments? Mr. Bosco.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just quickly, we had a lot of rain today and over the last few days. One of our sump pumps stopped working at Village Hall for a short while, so we took on an inch or two of water in our basement today. But Public Works did a heck of a job of getting in there and cleaning most of it up right away, and we got the sump pumps working again. Other than that, we did have some calls where we went out there, and I want to point out with the Wildwood project that John had mentioned, when we say localized to one resident, it actually affected more than one resident, but and the sidewalk was more than one square. It's the whole length of the home where all the squares are underwater. So it isn't like we look to spend a lot of money on one project where there's only one sidewalk square that's got flooding on it. But we have that in a situation around town where we are now looking at sidewalks and how we're going to replace them in the future. And we had that meeting tonight with our services committee. So we're going to be looking at sidewalk policies and localized drainage issues as we always do.
Steve, did we ever get the issues resolved with the houses on the east side that back up to the Marmion property?
I would say half. So that's where I was going with that. So there were 2 separate issues. One was houses along Wingfoot, and then the other ones were houses along Bede. The houses along Wingfoot, we did a project, and it seems to be working pretty well. So, in fact, John and I actually drove out there today to take a look at it, and the street was doing what it was supposed to do. The new drains there was no standing water on the roads, and the yards that were having the major flooding, the first 2 homes that took water in, have been taking water, but a reasonable amount of water and it's going down, so that's working well. As far as bead goes, we were out there today because that one we do have to look at again, because what's currently there now, we have a structure on Marmion's property that takes in water. When we get a rain like this, it's just not enough to slow that water down, and it comes over the structure that we have to stop it and actually pours through like a river in between two homes, and it tears up the landscaping and everything, so we are looking at that. Thank you. That's it, thank you.
Our visiting attorneys report?
None.
Fire district not here. Mr. Hanna?
No report.
Mr. Toth?
No report.
Mr. Fisher?
Just real quickly, I'd like to say that last Friday, the Kane County held a Special Olympics fundraiser, I guess you could call it, called Cops on Top. Maybe some of you drove by Dunkin' Donuts and saw some of my police officers up on the roofs and in the drive-throughs and everything. So, and we were at both locations, out on Orchard and then here on 31. And in just about 5 hours, we raised over $4,400 for Special Olympics. So, that's record-setting for us to raise that much money. So,
Yeah, very good. Good job.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Very
good job.
And thank you for securing our streets. In regards to that incident that was close to that one school, I thought I'd send you a text message saying thank you very much for all the effort, you and your team.
Sure.
I appreciate it very much, sir.
Absolutely.
Public Works, Mr. Laskowski.
No report.
We have an executive session, a review of release of executive session minutes. I have a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Motion to adjourn to exec session.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're in executive session. We will not return. Ever.